Hello everyone, Ian here and welcome to the Fun Guide channel. And for today, I wanted to make this quick little video for you guys because I noticed that Lord Saladin is at the tower once again, which means Iron Banner is back, and I think there's some weapons in there that you might want to consider in getting. Especially since these weapons are getting a pretty huge buff soon, which I believe will be coming for the next season. So I feel that it's better to grind for them now rather than wait until the last minute, because if you're anything like me, your RNG is probably not the best, so let's get into this video. And as always, if you're new around these parts, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on all notifications, that way you'll be notified when a new video goes up. Okay, so real quick, let's go over what weapons I think you guys should be grinding for this week in Iron Banner, and the first one is the Hero's Burden Energy SMG. It's a 900 round per minute void submachine gun, which I believe is not getting nerfed. I think the only ones that are getting nerfed are the 750 round archetypes like the Immortal and Ikelos. So the adaptive frames are not getting touched next season, and that's good. But the reason why we want the Hero's Burden is because it can roll with the perk Destabilizing Rounds, which final blows cause nearby enemies to become volatile, making this a top tier choice for void builds to dominate in PvE activities. And this SMG has some pretty good perks to choose from. The role I have currently on mine is Extended Barrel, Steady Rounds, Moving Target, and Destabilizing Rounds with the Reload Masterwork and Major Spec. Which is not bad, but if we're talking about god rolls here, then I would say Extended Barrel, Tactical Mag, Feeding Frenzy with Destabilizing Rounds with either a range or reload masterwork. And for PvP, I'd say Hammerforge Rifling, Accurized Rounds, Moving Target, and Dynamic Sway Reduction if you're on controller or you just have issues handling the gun in general. Or you can swap out Sway Reduction for Kill Clip if you're a fan of that. So be sure to stack up on those Iron Banner Ingrams. But before you spend all of them on the Hero's Burden, save some for the next weapon on the list, and that is Jeromes Claw Solar Pulse Rifle. This weapon is a top tier choice for both PvP and PvE activities, so I highly recommend everyone picking this one up. Hell, I'd say even get two of them, one for PvE and one for PvP. Because pulse rifles are among one of the weapons types that will be getting a buff for next season, which I believe is a 20% damage increase, giving pulses a competitive edge over some of the more popular choices in PvE at the moment. But the perk I wanted to mention for this 390 round per minute beauty is Incandescence. This is definitely a perk more focused for PvE, and I feel that Incandescence is great for those activities, for solar surges, and for clearing out trash mobs in endgame activities, because if you can spread that scorch to lots of enemies, you can clear out rooms very quickly. And speaking about perks, for PvE, I would go for Extended Barrel, Ricochet Rounds, Encore, and Incandescence with either a range or reload masterwork. For PvP, I would go for Hammerforge Rifling, Ricochet Rounds, Moving Target, and Headseeker, with of course a range masterwork. Now, I heard that Golden Tricorn is a really good PvP perk, and since I haven't used it much, I will be in Iron Banner this week grinding for a Moving Target and Golden Tricorn to test out in the Crucible. But has anyone tried out Gutshot Straight and Headseeker? I don't know. That combo seems pretty interesting to try out. Well, at this point, if you have any more Ingrams to spare, then I will use the rest of them for the next weapon, which is the Dark Decider Energy Auto Rifle. It's a 120 round per minute arc weapon that can roll with Volt Shot, which is a fantastic perk, especially if you're running an arc build. The Dark Decider doesn't have too many perk options to choose from, but for me, the PvE god roll to look out for would be Extended Barrel, Ricochet Rounds, Subsistence, and Volt Shot with the range masterwork. And if you want to try out Dark Decider in the Crucible, which is not bad because it's super fun to use in quick play, I would say Hammerforge Rifling, Ricochet Rounds, Dynamic Sway Reduction, and Golden Tricorn. Or you can go for the ever so popular Rangefinder, which if you want to maximize that total range output on the weapon, but I don't think it's necessary. But more importantly, the main reason why we want to get Dark Decider is because it's an auto rifle, and auto rifles are getting the buff for next season, which I believe autos are getting a 25% damage increase, and that's crazy huge. You also might want to crack open that vault to see what other auto rifles you have sitting there collecting dust to use, because the meta might be shifting a little bit for the next season, and I can't wait. Now for two honorable mentions that I wanted to point out before I go, and that is Bite of the Fox Kinetic Sniper Rifle and Roar of the Bear Solar Rocket Launcher. The Bite of the Fox is one of my personal favorite sniper rifles to use in PvP since it can roll with snapshot sights and opening shot, and since it's an aggressive frame, it's able to headshot snipe players out of their super, making it very useful for the more competitive playlists. And Roar of the Bear is just an all-around good rocket launcher that can come with some really good perk combos, like Ambitious Assassin and Autoloading Holster, or Demolitionist and Vorpal Weapon. Or you can slap on an Incandescence for those solar builds out there. So yeah guys, overall, Iron Banner has some great weapon choices for you all to choose from. If you can't get them all this week, don't worry. I'm sure Iron Banner will be back quicker than you can say, damn those immortal users. And with that said, thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. If you found this video useful, please consider leaving a like on it, subscribe to the channel as well, and stay positive out there. And until next time, peace out.